And we went 3 for 3 knocking doors. So that's when we realized we can probably make something happen with this.
In this day and age, especially in this industry, if your presence online isn't great, you're gonna sink.
And then so I would say our most profitable service is.
What's going on, Wash Fam? Welcome back to the Clean Money Podcast. We are the biggest exterior cleaning and sealing podcast in the game. Check us out if you have not already. We have tons of great episodes on this channel. Before we move on to this episode, I want to give a huge shout out to shopc3.com and sailfishspray.com. We're at the Sailfish location today. If you need any equipment, any material, any of your rigs worked on, anything like that, we can get it done here. Check us out if you are in Florida, or there is an online location as well, sailfishspray.com. Custom fabrication, custom rigs, everything, you guys, check it out. This is your one-stop shop alongside with Shop C3 as well. But I have two very awesome guests with me today. Two young men, Bryce and Sam. They started Handy Hunks. They're the Handy Hunks. You're going to see them in a minute and you're going to understand why they are the Handy Hunks. We'll jump right into this episode, you guys. They're going to share their story, how they started up this business right out of college, how they're on track to do $500,000 well before 25 years old. So super excited for this episode. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah, so it was my senior year of college and I was majoring in entrepreneurship and I didn't really know what I wanted to do after school going forward. So my dad gave me the idea of going out and try to clean some windows. So I made a flyer with all my information, passed it around my neighborhood, and I got a handful of jobs. And so at the beginning, I was just doing it myself, and then I started to get pretty busy, and my dad started helping me with that. And then I realized, my dad's retired. That's when I brought on Sam, and Sam and I went to college together. We're in the same fraternity, good friends. So on Sam's first day, we started knocking doors after a job that I had already previously set up, and we went 3 for 3 knocking doors. So that's when we realized we can probably make something happen with this. And ever since then, we did it all throughout the season. And then when summer came around, we slowed down, and then we started doing research on other services like power washing, paver sealing, roof cleaning. And then it was that summer that we bought our first power washer. It was a Lowe's $300 power washer. So we did some small jobs with that, made some money, and then we bought our first rig, which was $5,000. And that's kind of what got us into it and got us through our first season.
How old were you guys at the point where you just joined forces with Bryce and you guys got that 3 for 3 door knocking? How old were you at that point?
I was 22 and he was 21.
And I was 21, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. There's not a lot of 22-year-olds and 21-year-olds going to test their luck in door knocking and figure out that, that's a good age for people to start partying and going crazy, and you guys are out here door knocking. So that's awesome. When you got in, Sam, what was it like? Tell me the experience of like joining forces. Obviously he's already your buddy, but where was your head going when you're like, let's get this ball rolling?
So obviously that was my first day doing the 1,200 on the doors. And so it kind of sparked a flame, like I can make money this way.
Yeah.
Previously I was working at golf courses in college. I like golf. But I was kind of getting burnt out from that, just sitting in the cart barn for hours, waiting for people to come in, clean their clubs. So it was really eye-opening when we did that first day, and I was like, we could take this to the next level. And that's when I started diving deep into like YouTube, the pressure washing, seeing your content, Austin Davis, Mr. Bubbles, just anyone who I could gather information from on these services who have been in the game. So that's what we spent summer doing, and then we got that rig and went from there.
Awesome. So before we move forward, you guys spent $0, right? And in mentorship and in anything pressure washing related, you learned this through the internet.
Yeah.
Correct. All YouTube University.
Okay. That's awesome. I tell these guys that are starting out, there's so much information online nowadays. Like before, back in the old day where YouTube wasn't a huge thing, like you had to pay to learn these trades, and you had to find mentorship at the very least. Hopefully find someone that will share information with you, like apprentices and stuff like that. But with the creators online that want to give forward the information, you guys are clear examples. You can start a very successful business with just the information online.
Absolutely.
But I also want to ask you guys, before we jump into the first question, I notice you focus on your branding.
Yep.
You focus on social media. have a social media background already. So that's going to help with your business. You guys know the importance of social media. On social media, what has helped you gain leads or gain traction for your brand and your business?
I would say just having fun with it. We do a lot of our stuff. A lot of our stuff's it's funny, it's comedy. We take our shirts off. We do the whole flexing thing,
Yeah.
and it catches people's eyes, but also giving people a lot of information, free information, so people come back, and if they either want to get service done, work done on their home, or if they want to start their own business, we try to offer as much free information while also having a good time with it.
Who's like the main social media guy here?
Bryce is the main social
Would it
media
be Bryce?
guy. Yeah,
Okay.
I have him do all the social stuff.
Okay.
Social media stuff. I give him ideas, and I'll be recording. I'll be the one behind the camera on the iPhone, and just coming up with ideas to post for social media.
Yeah.
And then we hired a videographer a couple times, and we actually landed one of our biggest jobs, commercial jobs that we did for window cleaning because of that.
Nice.
So I'd say a lot of people who don't realize, I mean, you can use it to your benefit. I mean, a reel gets 50,000 views. You don't know who's watching. So I would just say.
So true. Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool that you guys focus on that stuff, because we've talked about it in previous episodes. But in this day and age, like especially in this industry and the whole door knocking thing, if you're not on social media and you're relying on like old marketing ideas to float your business, you're gonna sink. Like that's some of these. It's good to have Google ads, Meta ads. Obviously, Meta ads are killing it. Yeah. But if your presence online isn't great, then it's like who's trust you really?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But let's jump in to the first question. By the way, I love the content that you're putting out. So you're the cameraman.
Yep.
You're spitting out ideas.
Yep.
You guys are doing good. You're quite young at this point, and you run a great operation for your age. But if you can go back to the very beginning and change something in your business, what exactly would that be?
I necessarily wouldn't change anything, just because from what I was able to learn so much from messing up or doing things a certain way. So you don't repeat that again. So it's been very positive in that part. But I would say if I could go back, I wish I just knew more knowledge or known more about the right equipment to go through, so I didn't have to go through that hurdle in season one. Obviously, being here in the shop, they have all the equipment you need, and kind of learning more about that, knowing more about that, so you don't have to go through that, because that's going to help you ultimately make money and do jobs correctly and efficiently. So that'd be my main thing. But I wouldn't necessarily change anything. Just knowledge is key.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a great answer. And it's like it's almost unavoidable.
Yeah.
Like unless you're hiring for someone else's time or you're finding those really niche small videos, there's just going to be things that you're going to have to learn along the way.
Exactly.
Just like the services that we talked about, like the mishaps.
Yep.
It's the best experience is learning the hard way. And it's like, we'll never make this $6,000 mistake again.
Exactly.
And same thing with equipment. You buy crappy equipment and then you're like, oh, there's this thing called an 8 or a 10 GPM pressure washer. Never going to go back to a 2.5 or a 4.
Yep.
Yeah, we did our first whole season with 4.5 gallon a minute.
Yeah.
But we didn't know any different. We never used an 8 before, so it wasn't.
Yeah. Funny story. We were seeing them on the street from other pressure washers. We called them Honda Johns. We were like, we're going to get 2 Honda Johns next season.
One day we'll have 2 Hondas.
And then sure enough, next season, 2 8-gallon a minutes on our aluminum trailer.
Good, man.
Build, so
that's awesome.
We made it happen. So that was kind of funny.
We'll get into it later, but obviously efficiency, like we talked about, volume down here in Florida, we don't have the best market compared to other states. And like, because I hear from like ICT, Innovative Concrete Technology, I hear what guys are charging per square foot in states like Arizona and West Coast, and we have we're part of the lowest market, but it's like we talked about earlier, it's still very profitable. You could still make a killing, but being efficient and having volume does help. But I want to hear you, Bryce, anything you'd change if there is anything.
Yeah, so I would agree with Sam, just because all of the trial and errors made us knowledgeable and learned what we know now.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't go through it. I would say social media is huge. As we've said, our first season we didn't really do much with social media at all, it's been about the last year, we really been cranking it up. And yeah, just because if you don't post on social media, the only opportunities you have is in your location, in your kind of little bubble you're in. However, if you post on social media, you never know who's going to see it, who's going to reach out. Your reach is way bigger.
Yeah.
So it's, in today's day and age, everyone's on their phone, everyone's constantly scrolling. So that's going to give you the best opportunity to get your name, get your brand out there. So yeah, that's the only thing I would change.
Yeah, that's a great answer, man, because a lot of people that come on this show, they're like either not really focusing on it, and then if they are focusing on it, they're always talking about like, oh, I wish I started doing social media a lot earlier, like right at the beginning, and I wish I went more hardcore, because SEO, organic content like you guys are doing is as good as it gets. If you're creating free leads from good content, knowing how to create content that actually converts, that's the best. Free leads and free exposure is the best route you can go. We'll jump into question number 2. What exact services do you offer in your company, and what are the most profitable ones? Let us know what a high revenue day looks like. And if you guys don't want to share numbers, that's okay, but just in that regards, tell us what services bring in your highest numbers.
Yeah. Roof cleaning's pretty good one for us. Paver sealing, window cleaning, gutter cleaning. Those are pretty much what we offer. During slow season, we do like some odd small moving jobs. But so this past season, I was kind of running the pressure washing crew, me and Matthew, and then Bryce would be cleaning windows all day solo. So that would bring anywhere from $2 to $3K in a day.
Sweet.
And obviously, the cool thing about the service business, let's say window cleaning, for example, he can go make $1,000 a day and he doesn't have any expenses.
Yeah.
Once you have the water-fed poles, you can even start with squeegees and scrubbers. And then obviously, me and Matthew would go do pressure washing jobs and, make $1,500, $2,000. He makes $1,000. And at the end of the day, you're like, long day, but it was good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool about the service industry, is in that essence of making money. Is once you have the stuff, you can be pretty successful, because you're getting paid for your time and your knowledge on the skills. So
correct.
that's like an average day in season for us.
Okay. So would you say like you don't focus really, because you guys split up, like he's banging out window cleaning, you're doing some pressure washing. I'm sure it obviously switches as your schedule moves around, but do you not really focus on one specific? You're just like, hey, this is what we offer, and you make all services profitable.
Yeah, pretty much. We offer everything. And then I think the biggest thing too is with the customer, being honest with them, like just pointing stuff out. Like, hey, you don't need your gutters cleaned. I'll go check them for you. But, I did see this. But, yeah, I'd say every service is profitable. I just do the pressure washing. I don't like doing windows, so he does the windows, and that's kind of how we roll with it.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, and I would say also just kind of, I would say our main services are roof cleaning, power washing, window cleaning, and paver sealing. Those are our main services. We could focus on, just paver sealing or just roof cleaning, but it's having other services is an easy upsell. So if we go to a house, we might do a full house wash or whatever, and then we can also, upsell them $250 on their windows, just some slight like that.
Yeah.
And then, so I would say our most profitable service is roof cleaning, just because the time, because you can, make $1,000 in an hour cleaning a roof, versus a $400 window job could take you up to 4 or 5 hours.
Gotcha.
So roof cleaning is definitely probably one of our most profitable. And then, doing other odd jobs. So obviously, and we service Naples, Florida, so it's much of a older community. A lot of people have little stuff like moving furniture in their homes, just like for, kind of repeat customers, which is a great way for us to stay busy, have income,
Cool. Yeah, I saw on social media you guys were throwing up the shutters the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's, like you said, I'm the same way. Like, my niche is paver sealing, like we talked about earlier, but that's just the ticket that we're approaching. But then, like you said, it's to have the gutter cleaning, the house washing, the roof washing as an upsell, and just letting them know, like, all the bids I send, even if they don't ask for it, like, if I look at their property, I'm going to send them for what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw a dirty roof and I saw a dirty house, then I'll throw that in the bid. And I'll throw it in bids that I didn't even go to the actual location. And I just, based off a square foot for everything, I'm sending a house wash, a roof wash, a driveway wash, just from a paver seal lead. And a lot of times people are like, oh, I might as well bundle it because I see you do a discount for a bundle, so let me bundle it. But that's good that you guys are, I like that. A couple other successful guys that I talked to on this podcast were saying the same thing. Like, yeah, we're known for this, or we focus on this, but we're upselling everything when we get to the job. So we won't spend too long on upsells, but do you guys try to implement upselling like as much as possible, or do you here and there? How aggressive do you guys go at it?
I don't try to approach it in like a sales way. And then being in Naples, people, they just kind of want everything done. They'll be like, you do windows too and pressure washing? I'm like, yep, I can take care of everything. And I'll do a walk around the house, tell them what I saw, and kind of let them know what I can do for them. So that's how kind of we approach things. But in our current location, people want just stuff done the right way. Because it's how we got started too. Is I called the top 5 pressure washing companies in my area, and I never got a phone call back. So just answering the phone is huge.
Yeah.
Like you're already way ahead of the game if you can answer the phone and show up and make a good impression. Pull up in our polos. We're fit. We're young. It kind of reminds them of themselves. Being in the area we're in, pretty successful people. So they definitely respect it and like what we're doing. So
That's awesome.
that's kind of, I'd say, how it goes.
We do majority of our work in one community that has like 4,000 doors, and so our reputation there is kind of spread in a positive way.
Awesome.
And people they just rave about you guys show up on time. You show up when say you're going to show up. You do the job the right way. If there's a problem, we always go back, and that just kind of helps spread the word in a positive way. Just doing little stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's what's helped our business tremendously.
Sweet. I tell a lot of people, isn't it funny how like easy it is to be ahead of a majority of the competition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff, all the stuff you just named is like for you guys and for me, like it's common sense. Like don't be late.
Yep.
You know, reach out to your customers, have the professional uniforms. It's so easy, especially I say in Florida because it's like such a big contractor state. It's so easy to separate yourself, and the companies that are doing good and building good brands and building good businesses are the ones just following like a lot of the basic principles that entrepreneurs will teach you, like
Yeah,
what you
absolutely.
just mentioned. And it's crazy that you called 5 people and no one
Yeah.
answered. That's a gold mine right there.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
like-
that's when it clicked. That's when we bought the rig and I started watching the pressure washing YouTube
Yeah.
because before it was just Windows.
Okay.
So that's when it really clicked right there.
Okay. You guys, Bryce, you started with just windows, right?
Yep.
Door
just-
knocking and
yep,
then like
door knocking.
squeegees.
Yep, just squeegee, scrubber, and a bucket from Lowe's. Probably $100 of equipment.
Do you still use, and because I don't know Windows, and we tried it for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I want to get back into it just for another upsell ticket, but obviously you're doing squeegees and stuff for the interior. You're offering interiors.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And then outsides, are you guys doing the water fed? Oh, yeah.
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 You're doing the water fed pole.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this season we bought a second water fed pole. So for obviously bigger window jobs, you can knock them out like fast because you can have water fed pole on each side, someone on the inside doing the inside. So on the outside we do the water fed pole system, and on the inside we do squeegees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. How are the water fed poles?
They're awesome. They're pretty reliable, and then it's also a safety thing. Avoiding ladders
Yeah.
when you can.
Okay.
So they go like 40 feet high. It's crazy.
Okay.
But they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
we've done 3-story condominiums. So yeah, you can.
And you're getting good results with the water fed poles
Yes.
every
Yeah.
single time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like super clean windows?
Clean
Okay.
windows. Sometimes sometimes you have to touch them up, but
But I'd
nothing.
say, yeah, 80-90% of the time you
Yeah.
scrub it for a minute or two, rinse it off, and move
Okay.
on, and it's clean.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe.
I would recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good switch up from pressure washing too. You know, it's pressure
Yeah.
washing's loud, and engines are going all day.
Yeah.
So then sometimes I'll go do a window job, listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a good change of pace for
Yeah.
sure.
I enjoyed it when we had, so I got into it, and the problem I had, and I bought a system from a dude that was like making them locally, and I don't know what went wrong with it, dude, but like it was burning resin every single job. Like, I couldn't get through one job without having to replace the resin. It was just bottom line, it was just a crap system.
Yeah.
And I needed to go the right route. And then also I need to learn how to do the interior. I know it's just squeegeeing and stuff but the problem I have with the equipment I bought, I'm leaving like streaks with my squeegee. So I'm doing something wrong. So I'll come down. You guys can teach me window cleaning, and I'll film some stuff with the cameras for you.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. We'll make a day out of it. It's perfect that you guys do window cleaning because I was like, I've been for the last month. I'm like, I need to get back into it. I'm giving away jobs. I'm turning down jobs like for really big clients of mine that I didn't even know wanted window cleaning.
Yeah. And they're good like, size tickets too.
Yeah. Going off of the highest revenue services, I think I got an inkling for yours, but what are your guys' favorite services? Like, what brings you the most enjoyment, the most satisfaction? What are your guys' favorite?
If I could do anything, it'd be paver sealing driveways, no stripping, just cleaning, sanding, sealing. There's the satisfaction you get after you finish a paver sealing job. It just feels good. You're like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to last a couple years, and it looks better than the neighbors, and then you know the neighbor's probably going to call you. Same thing with roof cleaning. I like roofs too. So I'd say roof cleaning and paver sealing for me, like,
absolutely
very satisfaction after you're done.
So, yeah, black roof.
Yep.
And then you actually see what color it is when you're done.
So those are my favorite.
But
I would say
windows?
For me, sticking to my roots, windows.
Yeah.
That's just what I started with.
Okay.
And also I got some OCD, so I get every streak, every little thing.
Man.
So customers are happy with it, and that's kind of how we built our reputation and spread our name was the windows. So
awesome.
it's peaceful too.
Sweet. Yeah. Window cleaning and door knocking. I'm not sure if it's on your guys' algorithms, but like I see so many young kids
everywhere.
trying to, and it really irks me because I spend a lot of time sharing information at no cost. We're going to be launching something soon, but a lot of time sharing the knowledge, like the true ins and outs. You said you watch my channel. Like I dive into deep stuff, and then there's these kids that jump on Instagram and social media, and they've been doing this for 3 months, and they went and door knocked for 80 hours a week, and of course they landed some jobs. But then they sell these courses on how to make money, and it's so unrealistic to the younger generation. Like you guys know, it takes a lot more than knowing how to sell and knowing how to door knock to run a successful business. Like, yes, those are very important things, but that's not what it relies on.
Yeah.
And it just irks me because you two know, like, it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. You were talking about that.
Yeah. So I kind of have a take on that sort of thing because I see it all the time, the knocking windows. And yeah, they're hustling, but I would say what's deeper and what we've focused on and what you've focused on is building a business. Building Handy Hunks, Rusty's pressure washing. People know you do good work, not just sending 10, 15 guys out in Miami, door knocking, giving them commission, throwing blue polos on. I mean, I respect the hustle, but I would say focus on building a business.
Yeah.
A business that, you know, you can provide for your family, that you can exit one day, and just do quality work and build a business versus just trying to get quick cash.
Yeah, you were saying it's quick cash, not good cash.
Yeah.
And also just it's just a kind of a salesy thing. What also we try to focus on is building a relationship with our customers more than just providing work. Remembering things like their dog's name or where they went on vacation. Oh, how was your vacation? Oh, how was your surgery? Just building an actual connection, because that's going to go way farther than just getting a quick $100 knocking doors.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's really good that you said that. The relationship is the most important part. Like, I've noticed when like trying to tweak with my sales stuff, I'm like, okay, let me try to be a tad more aggressive with not being like too aggressive. That will never be my approach as like hardcore sale guy. I won't get there. But I'm like, let me try that. And I tried that and I was like, And then I just tried, okay, let's just go back to your roots and like build the best relationship possible. And even though I didn't land as many, I was keeping customers longer with that relationship. So in the end, I was generating more revenue off of, we'll just use this for examples, off of 3 customers that use me twice a year for however long I'm in business, rather than being kind of aggressive and getting that one sale 10 times. It doesn't compare. So relationship building is humongous. And I like that you said, you remember their names. Like if you just say the customer's name, which so many people don't, it builds a huge connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing great for 23, 24. You've got it. Where did like the business, entrepreneurship, gentleman, where did it come from? Your parents?
Yeah. So my dad, he was a huge entrepreneur his whole life.
Okay.
He had a home service business. He did real estate. He was in the mortgage business, and he had a moving company. So I worked for his moving company. So that's where I kind of learned customer service, how to deal with customers, going to people's houses, and then obviously the business side of things. He's just been our biggest mentor through it all. So that's kind of where we get all of our business side stuff. Yeah.
Same with you, Sam?
Yeah, same. I mean, the first thing his dad told us is 80% of it is showing up on time and answering the phone.
Yeah.
And just be a normal person.
Yeah.
Have conversations with them.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Just be yourself, and
Correct. Goes such a long way to like have someone in your life like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff, like I said earlier, that's common sense to you guys, like shaking hands, eye contact, remembering their names, that stuff to the generation that we cater to, that stuff is huge. Like
Absolutely.
Firm handshake, look them right in the eyes. That's almost a sold job right there.
Yeah.
If your 3 competitors didn't do it, they're looking at the competitors like, didn't shake my hand, didn't look me in the eyes, and carrying that over into business like you guys are doing is half the battle, 80%, like you said.
Showing up, being clean cut, in shape, young. People also appreciate that you're out hustling, trying to make something for yourself. That's what a lot of people have told us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just getting up, get out of bed every day, showing up, being the best man you can, goes a long way.
Being dialed in.
Being dialed in every day.
There we go, boys. Yeah, I feel like as an entrepreneur, like you just want to get more dialed in each and every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys are inspiring me. I got to get back into the weights.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Got 2 freaking bodybuilders over here. You mentioned your goal is to franchise the business. You want people to have a purpose when they show up to work. Let me know what the process is looking like for you guys and how that franchise process is going.
What we kind of want to preach in our franchise endeavors is, so we both came out of school not really knowing what we're going to do. So we kind of want to preach that to people that were in our same shoes, showing it if you work hard, you can have your own brand and it can be very successful. And just kind of preach that, preach the entrepreneurship side. You're going to have great days, you're going to have bad days, but at the end of it, it's a really good endeavor to go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is the reasoning for you guys wanting to start franchising so early?
Yeah. The reason I would say start early is because let's say we don't start selling franchises, or a few years it doesn't pick up until then. At least we have everything set and we can alter what we did get started. But I'd say the main thing is helping kids that were in our scenario.
That's awesome.
Wanting to chase entrepreneurship, and providing them with the right tools in front of them to do so they don't go buy the wrong equipment, so they know how to pressure wash or do paver sealing. They don't got to lose $5,000 before they learn how to do it the right way. So kind of giving them a game plan, in-person training. So yeah, that's kind of providing everything to them so they can be a successful entrepreneur and help spread the brand of the Handy Hunks as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's huge to franchise, and like even at your guys' age to be worried about franchising. But that's great advice. Like you said, even if you have to pivot or if you have to hit the brakes on it or something along those lines, at least you guys have all your steps in order. You know what the process is going to look like. Like you said, helping young kids out of school, because like we just talked about, this is becoming kind of popular, like window cleaning, pressure washing right out of school. kids making a good amount of money in college and stuff like that doing this service. So for you to offer like an all-exclusive, hey, we have a brand built up, you're going to be equipped with the right tools, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And also just kind of going back to the whole, gym being in shape, I think that also just contributes to all good characters of a man and just being a good role model to people younger than you.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of obviously what we preach. We have 5 or 6 guys. We all go to the gym. We all, are active, fit. That's one of the kind of core beliefs that we have.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Is it on the clock? Do you guys have to wear your Handy Hunks shirts to the gym?
No, but we do.
Boys better show up in uniform.
We always wear our hats.
Yeah.
So like last year we had a guy, shout out Blake. He was helping Bryce with the window cleaning. Went to UF to finish up his degree, but he comes back for the summer, and sure enough, I see him in the gym. He's repping the brand.
That's
so
awesome.
like that was awesome to see, and just spreading the
Do
brand.
you guys get hate? Do you get any social media hate? Or not too bad?
I wouldn't say so.
No,
No.
I want to say hate. No,
Good.
but
Just because with you like being in such great shape, you guys are doing good for 23 and 24. Tracks a lot of haters. So I didn't know if if it was like coming aggressively or not, but that's good that you guys are inspiring the generation behind you and with you, because like we said off camera, your guys' generation especially, I'm a little older than you, but it's either you got like your end and you're working out, you're locked in, you're dialed in like you boys, and then there's the other end, which is like they don't know what bathroom to go to or if they're male or female,
Yeah.
And it's scary. It's sad for this world. So for you guys to be on this side, that example is perfect.
Yeah.
One more thing for the franchise. What led you guys both to be like, you're obviously on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is a good move. Was it financially it'll be good for the business? Is it like we just want to help as many entrepreneurs? What's your driving force to like really want to lock into a franchise system?
Yeah, I would say 2 things. His dad owned a couple franchises and had success with it. And he said it was very beneficial just like having stuff in front of him to follow to be successful. And then also, I want to build the brand. And obviously, I can't just build my brand in one location. And you think about McDonald's, Starbucks, these are all franchises. And then I just think we could help more people in different locations as well. If we can help people in Florida first, and then maybe South Georgia, Arizona, California, where these states are pretty big in washing, is help these people out, get some Handy Hunks trucks out there, and have them see a lot of progress in their business, revenue-wise and clientele-wise. So I would say more helping people.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what it's been able to do for us. Like, bro, we're building our first house this year. Like, it's pretty powerful stuff that we've been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
But you don't realize until you look back
Yeah.
on it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was sitting in college 2 years ago,
Yeah.
not knowing what I was going to do.
Yeah. You guys are like, oh, one day we'll have an AGPM, and now you're like,
Yeah.
what property should we pick out for our house?
Yeah,
So you guys are crushing it. That's awesome. What about you, Bryce? For the franchising, what's your driving force behind it?
So I would also say just kind of in the whole pressure washing industry, it's very standard. We call them chucks and trucks. So just guys in their pickup trucks with a power washer in the back. There's no real branding or people with, show up. People usually in the pressure washing industry just kind of known as your local handyman. Will show up in some cut jeans and scummy boots. So we also want to bring kind of a nice name and image to the pressure washing industry, to the cleaning industry, with nice wrapped trucks, trailers, clean uniforms, clean cut. So that's also one of our driving forces for the whole franchising.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like that you are trying to sprucing up this industry that we're in, because there's so many chucks in a truck.
Yeah.
And I think to myself and talk about it with other people too, I'm like, it falls into the category of what we talked about. Like, it's so easy to stand out, but at the same time, it's like I encourage people. It's like, come on, you guys, like, there's so many people out of shape in this industry. It's like you guys are working outside. You're you're the business, like you're the labor, you're the sales. That's stressful. And then on top of that, you're out of shape. Like,
Yeah.
it's a slacking industry for sure. So for you guys to want to kind of upgrade the industry that you're in and sprucing it up to give us all a better look, because it's embarrassing sometimes being in this industry.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, you guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah, people say, what do you do? I say, I clean windows. And I feel like just to the norm, it's like, oh, you clean windows and power wash. But no, it can
They
turn
think
into
it's
a
just
big
like
business.
a side thing going
Yeah.
on, doesn't realize we're supporting ourselves through it. And so,
Yeah. At the end of the day, it don't matter what people think.
Gotta embrace it.
Yeah. But it is just like, oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
And most people will take you, like Bryce said, like, oh, they're probably not doing much with their life. But it's like you have built a successful brand around what you're doing. I think of, do you guys watch Cody Sanchez?
Yeah, I watch Cody Sanchez.
Yeah. She owns Pink's, right?
Yeah, she's a partner in Pink's, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's a partner in Pink's. And it's like she's crushing.
Yeah, she is.
She's crushing it hard. And look at her. She's doing window cleaning businesses.
Yeah.
And service businesses that kind of get a bad rap. So if they don't make fun of you for not having money, then they'll just start making fun of you for what you do to get the money. So
Exactly.
I don't care what people think. I'm just, I'm a pressure washer. I'm a paver sealer. I want to ask each of you individually, what does success look like for you guys long term, individually, not as two owners of Handy Hunks, just as two individuals? What does success look like to you?
Kind of what we've already touched on, just building up a brand and showing people that you can really make a name for yourself. You don't need to go into a 9-to-5 and work for someone, but you can truly basically get it out the mud, be dialed on your own, and just show up every day and work hard. And I think that kind of is the definition of success for me. Just being able to get out of bed every day, work hard, and basically build this brand up to as big as we can. I wouldn't say there's nothing really specific monetary-wise. I feel like that will take care of itself if you just keep pushing as hard as you can every day.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man. That's good. That's good that you're not chasing the money, that you're sticking to your core values, wanting to help people, wanting to make sure you're taken care of, your body's taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, pretty similar for me. I would say just having time freedom, like I enjoy. So obviously working a lot to build up the business, but for example, summer slow season, I'm able to go golf, kind of just go on walks, go to the beach, kind of get my mind right and just focus on what I want to do at any given moment. So I'd say kind of time freedom for me, and I can't complain. I drive a nice Chevy truck. I can eat ground beef and rice, and that's about all we really need. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk about it. We were like, no matter how much money we have, we're probably going to do the same exact thing. We're going to go to the gym, go to the beach, and do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Obviously you need to provide for yourself and that sort of thing, but just being able to, do what you want to do whenever you want to do it is kind of the biggest goal and success, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to live a long, healthy life.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So that's just my biggest thing. I just want to take care of myself.
Yeah, and obviously you guys are young. You have no problem with grinding it out right now.
Yep.
Like I can't imagine where you guys will be in 5 to 10 years if you're doing what you're doing. Looking back, you'll have all the time freedom. You'll be looking at your business and this podcast, how small it was compared to what it will be in 5 to 10 years. You guys are dialed in.
Trying to be.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I like that you guys, again, not to bash your generation, but like not even your generation, honestly, just people with small minds and the victim mentality. It's like you'll find so many people that will make up an excuse for why it won't work, why they can't do this, why they can't lift weights, why they can't start a business. And it's like you can make up all these excuses, or you can just realize that we all, if we all woke up in the morning and we're alive, for the most part, we all have the same opportunity to do what we're going to do with our time. You know, granted, some people like me, I have kids, I have a wife, you guys are a little younger. It's a little more time freedom, but there's that can't be an excuse for me to be like, hey, I can't make a pressure washing business. I can't do a podcast. I can't do this. You know, you have to pivot you have to adapt to your situations and just make it work regardless.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad you guys are doing that. You guys do a good job of connecting yourselves to your brand. Yeah. Like you're a living representation of a Handy Hunk, and that's awesome. Like you said, Bryce, that's why your customers are like loving it, because just with knowing you guys, this is the first time meeting you, talk with Sam a little bit, but you guys are like a good face for Handy Hunks. You guys got to blast your freaking, you got to get a cartoon animation, and that should be your logo.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the last question, you guys, and then after this question, we'll kind of touch base. If you have any questions for me, you want to cover anything, give some advice to the audience, we'll do that last, but I'll ask you this last question. What's the biggest takeaway you hope someone can take from this episode?
It is possible. Look, Sam and I always talk about it. You don't, in the moment, especially when you have your own business, it's hectic. You don't feel like you're doing enough. But whenever you take a step back and you look back at what you've accomplished, what you've done, it's pretty crazy what you can do. And kind of what you were saying earlier as well is like you always want to feel like you're progressing in your business, podcast, social media, whatever. So my biggest takeaway would just be you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but you wake up every day, put your mind to it. The mind's a very powerful thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just wake up every day and give it your all.
Yeah, that's great advice, man. It's so simple, yet it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you earlier. What moving companies did your dad own?
So have you heard of College Hunks?
Yes.
He owned that franchise in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah. So he also came up with our name, Handy Hunks.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's funny. That makes sense because I was showing my wife you guys. I'm like, you heard of College Hunks, right? And she's like, yeah, I think so. I was like, they're like two young like college hunks, but they're Handy Hunks.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Sam, go ahead. Biggest takeaway.
Yeah. Just go do it. Don't think in a scarcity mindset. No excuses. Just if you want to chase something, go after it. So yeah, just give everything your all you put into it. Mm-hmm. So we got into this. We decided, all right, we're gonna do it. We're not gonna half-ass it.
Yeah.
If we're in, let's just go in and let's see what happens. We don't know what's gonna happen in 3, 4, 5 years from now, but
yeah,
we might as well give it our all.
Yeah.
So.
And we didn't, we growing up or in college, we weren't like, oh, we want to be window cleaners and pressure washers.
It just happened.
But it just happened, and we just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep giving it our all.
Absolutely. That's going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you for joining this episode. As always, if you got any value out of this episode, hit the subscribe button. Join the Wash Fam. We have tons of content on this channel. We have stuff covering paver sealing, pressure washing, roof washing, house washing, you name it, everything in between. And then we also have quite a few episodes of the Clean Money podcast that you guys can check out. But thank you, boys, for joining.
Thank you
Appreciate
for having
it
us.
tremendously.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. This was an awesome episode, you guys. If you liked the episode, you made it this far, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Show YouTube that we make cool content over here. But as always, Wash Fam, I will see you in the next video.